Hello, everyone. How are we all doing today? It is a wonderful day here. It's been a beautiful day in Ligonier. Unfortunately, it's been a slow day in Ligonier. So I decided I would go around the store today while it was a little bit slower and pick out some of my favorite gemstone strands around the store. I haven't done a Williams favorite in a while, so I thought I would show you some of my favorite stones, especially as we're getting into the autumn, hopefully, fingers crossed. I guess we're officially in autumn now, right? But actually, the weather-wise, hopefully we'll stay and continue this autumn feeling. That's my hope anyway. I know some of you out there are probably summer lovers, but I am ready for fall, and I think some of you are out there too. So I pulled some of my favorite gemstone strands that I think are great as we head into the fall and winter season. So these are from the store floor. We haven't done a live like this in quite a while. Normally I tell you, okay, these are going to be on the website after this video. This one's going to be a little different. We're throwing it back to the way we used to do these videos. And what we're going to do is, if you would like any of these strands that you see me showing today, all you have to do is take a screenshot of them while the video is playing. So if you don't know how to do a screenshot, I would Google that really quickly for your particular device. I can tell you, if you're on an iPhone, generally you just squeeze the power button and the volume up button. That'll give you a screenshot, all right? I know iPhones, I don't know Androids. So that's how you can do it. And you just take a screenshot. And if you're on Facebook, just send us that message on our business page here through the Facebook Messenger. Don't send it to me personally. Don't send it to Andrew personally. Send it to the business message. And you can get that link if you need it. Generally, if you are on a phone, if you go to the About Us section on Facebook, on our Facebook page, you can scroll down and there'll be a Message Us link there. And you can send that message that way. If you're on YouTube watching us, hello out there, YouTubers, you can send us an email. Take the screenshots, drop them in an email. Super simple. Let us know the quantity. If you don't tell us a quantity, we're going to assume you want one. And send us those. Everything that way is time-stamped. So we know when things come in and what messages came in first and what messages came in last, so that we can be sure that you all, that it's as fair as possible. We like to make sure everything's time-stamped so things are as fair as possible. So make sure you also send us your email address and your shipping address. We need all of those things. We need the screenshots, we need the email address, and we need the shipping address to be able to invoice you. We'll send you an invoice via Square because our in-store merchandise is inventoried with Square's system. So we'll send you an invoice that way, and you pay it, and we ship it out to you. Super easy, super simple. This is the way, if you haven't been following us long, this is the way we were doing our lives for almost a year. Probably a little bit longer than that, actually. So we're going to throw it back. We're going to do it that way again because these are items from the store floor. They are not in the online store generally. So you can go ahead and kind of get a glimpse of what's in our store and some of my favorites from our store floor. So I hope you like this. I hope you're excited. Let me see who's tuning in with us today. Suzanne's here. Thank you, Suzanne, for tuning in. Hello, Mary Ann. Thank you for tuning in. Julie says it's still 100 plus here. So ready for it to cool off. I bet I would be ready for it to cool off too, because I don't deal well with that. My hair is wild today, isn't it? I just keep throwing it around. Yeah, it's 77 here, but there's a nice breeze. It's not humid. It's pretty perfect weather right now, especially going into the autumn season. Stacey's here with us. Thank you so much for joining in. Teresa is here, joining in with us. Hello, Nancy. Thank you for joining in with us. Robin says it's 103 in Tempe. Oh, too much. Too much. Too much. I'm glad to be in the fall season. So maybe some of you aren't into the fall mindset yet, but I'm getting there. So that's what I had in my mind as I pulled some of my favorites here from the store floor to show you today. All right. Okay, so if you need those instructions again on how to claim anything, it's in the title of this video. So you can check that out if you need to. I will remind you as we go through the video here and there. If you're just joining in, it's very simple. We're going back to take a screenshot if you'd like to purchase anything you see. So when it's on the tray, take a screenshot of it, send us a message or send us an email. And I'm going to throw up our email address here just so that you all have that. send us a message on Facebook, send us an email if you're somewhere else, like on YouTube watching this, or if you just prefer email, put those screenshots in the message, give us your email address, and give us your mailing address. And then we'll go ahead and work out everything, see who gets what, and then we'll invoice and ship to you. All right. Debbie is here. Thank you, Debbie. And Vicky, thank you for joining in. Let's see. Eileen, welcome fall. I agree, Eileen. I absolutely agree. Marianne says a lovely 63 here. That is a lovely number for a temperature. That's perfect. Let's see here. Heidi, thank you for joining us. Hello, Lennis. Thank you for joining in. 57-degree Michigan weather. 57 might be a little bit, that might be pushing it a little too far, too fast, if you ask me. I do like cooler weather, but 57 during the day might just be too far, too fast, even for me. Robin says fall happens here around Halloween. We usually get fall a little bit earlier than that. Usually by Halloween, it's quite chilly. We have a porch party some Halloweens, and sometimes it's like coat weather by that time. So we definitely get a little colder, a little faster. Janice, it's low 70s here today. That's perfect. I like that, as long as it's not humid, right? Nancy, what is this fall you speak of? See, and that's why I could never live there. I don't think I could do it. I like my seasons. I like to have the 4 seasons. It's very nice. I could actually do without summer, so that's even another reason it would be hard for me to go further south. Barbara says, and rainy. Oh my. Oh my. Cold and rainy. I do like the rain though. I really, really do. Suzanne says, we got a cold front here. Nice. That's kind of awesome, I'm sure. That's probably a relief in some ways. I know you're going through a lot down there, but definitely that's a relief, I'm sure, in some ways. Let's see. Andrew says, I remember when I was growing up in Florida and thinking the 70s was frigid. Now it's like the perfect temperature, right? Yeah, I can't imagine the 70s being cold. That's too much. But you don't like allergies. I hate allergies, but I love seasons. You got to deal with one or the other, right? So I take my generally 2 24-hour allergy pills, 2 different allergy pills a day. So little bit crazy. 24 Celsius here, and beautiful. 24 Celsius, that's probably what, low 80s? Maybe low 80s. I know once you get into 30 Celsius, we're hitting about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. So I'm going to guess low 80s or high 70s. So that sounds good. Janice says, no humidity and clear skies. My perfect weather. That's what we have here today, too. 70 in the upper 70s, clear skies. Although it's now kind of getting a little bit gray. Don't know what's happening. It was clear. Let's see here. Heidi says, we got an inch of hail that lasted a day and a half. That's insane. Jermaine says, you would like the weather in the Bay Area. I probably would. I've heard that. I've been told many times that. I've actually never been out that way, so I probably would. I probably would really like it. Lena says it's rainy over there for them too, starting to get cooler, but still humid. See, that's the thing. I'm glad the humidity is going away, because that's the biggest thing for me. I don't actually even mind the summer so much if it weren't humid, but Pennsylvania does tend to get fairly humid. Let's see here. Yep. Let's see here. What else is going on? Marianne says she also accepts allergies to get seasons. 24 would be about 75. Okay, so that's perfect. That's like what we're doing around here today. Okay, so here's our email. If you need to send us a message, you can do that right there. And how about we get started? We have a number of visitors here. Thank you all for joining us. I guess first, before we get started, I just want to let you know, yesterday when I was at my other job, I thought I had scheduled the anniversary sale email to go out. And apparently I didn't hit something or something. It didn't send. So you would have, if you got your sale email today, it's off of artisan made items. So all those great things from Marcia Neal, Jenny Davies Reeser, Green Girl Studios, all of that stuff even including again the carved items, because they're in that collection as well. So the carved items, all those things on sale, 10% off, using the sale code in the email that you would have gotten earlier this afternoon. And also, we combined 2 days. Andrew's art is on sale in the online store and in the physical store. You can get 10% off of any of Andrew's art pieces, either in the physical store or in the online store. So check that out. Lots of great things there. And remember, if you order a number of things, you can also use Affirm. Possibly, you got to qualify, but you can possibly use Affirm to break down your larger payment into multiple payments. That's available for you in the online store. You just have to go through the little process of them checking things to see if you qualify. So, and then once you qualify, I know that I have done it before and I have used it, and I'm using it for certain things now. And once you qualify, they kind of keep track of that. And you just qualify for each store that you go to see what you can spend in that store. But it's a pretty simple process, really. Some of them do hit your credit report. Some of them do not. You just have to read and see how you want to take advantage of that if you're able to. So definitely check that out. Yeah. So hopefully all is great with you all out there. I just wanted to make sure you knew. I'm sorry you didn't get your sale email yesterday. I was wondering why online orders weren't really coming in yesterday that much. So hopefully you all got it today. Hopefully you'll find some great things in the online store. There's a lot of great things by Marsha Neal, Jenny Davies Reeser. We have the Green Girl collection in there. We have all those carved items going on sale again for you all. There's some, I'm blanking now. Anyway, lots of great things in there. So check out the Artisan Made Items collection and check out Andrew Thornton Original Artwork collection. All of Andrew's paintings that are in the physical store and the online store are available for you to purchase with 10% off. All right. Let's see what Andrew is saying. Mercury in retrograde is coming, so I've noticed delays in communication snafus happening. Yeah, Andrew's video yesterday apparently went like this. We don't understand why. He uses Facebook streaming, so it should have been Facebook, kind of owns that. It should have been streaming just fine, but he said it was looking landscape, and then whenever we went to actually save it, at the end, it ended up being like up close and personal. So hopefully you can still see what actually he was doing in that video. I haven't gotten to review it the whole way through, so hopefully you can still see what he was doing. I don't know if he saved it to his device or not. Maybe we can re-upload it if that's possible. But hopefully nothing goes wrong with this communication that's happening here. Hopefully we have a good day here. Yeah, just odd things happening out of the blue, right? Lena says she's not allowed to use the monthly payment companies. Poopy doesn't allow. I get it. You can, if you're not, you have to be careful with those. That is one thing. You do want to be careful with it all. Susan says, hello all. Happy first day of autumn, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Let's see here. Yeah, as Andrew said, for a few days, he couldn't even go live. Facebook took away his live capabilities, and who knows why. We definitely, Andrew and I have different versions of Facebook. Like Andrew can do all these caricatures and these, what do they call them? Apple calls them emojis. And he can do all these things with himself in cartoon form and kind of, just doing things. I don't have any of that ability, none at all. So we definitely have different versions of Facebook, but I have also not been able to go live at certain points in time. Andrew was going to do a live when he was in Contemporary Craft and share Stacy Rogers' work, but it wouldn't let me. See that? Missed out on that. We all missed out on that because Facebook wouldn't allow that. Karen says Facebook was doing strange things to everyone yesterday. I was barely on Facebook that much because I was at my other job. So I luckily missed all that, hopefully. But my lights, I didn't miss this. That's for sure. All these lights flickering like crazy. Avatars. There you go. That's what they call them. Avatars. Thank you, Nancy. Jenna says Andrew's feet also kept skipping yesterday. Yeah, a few people let us know that. Even me when I wasn't even around. But Yeah, sometimes you can't do anything about it, right? I use StreamYard, and we hope that that works. Generally, what StreamYard does is they take our one stream and they push it out to multiple destinations. So as long as my one stream goes okay and their pushing goes okay, we'll be okay, hopefully, right? All right, so got a chance to chat a little bit. So let's go ahead. And I just got a notice that we're on YouTube. So hopefully anybody out there with their notifications turned on got noticed a little bit more than what I just got. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at my favorites, some of my current favorites from the physical store. All right. Again, if you'd like to purchase any of these, take a screenshot of whatever you see that you would like, or you can do a very good description. But when I say very good description, I mean that. If I show you Labradorite rounds in multiple sizes, make sure you tell me I want the Labradorite, the rounds, or the faceted rounds, whatever it is exactly, and the 10 millimeters or whatever they are. Make sure that you definitely tell me if you're not sending a screenshot. And even if you are sending a screenshot, a description helps too, especially if I do multiple sizes of the same thing, which I plan on doing. All right. So let's get this camera turned around and let's take a look. Karen says, yesterday it went black and white and broke the picture into bars. It was like the beginning of the Twilight Zone years ago. You have no control, right? Sometimes we feel like we do have no control. And that's probably pretty true with some of this stuff, right? Come on. There we go. They even switched how I turn my camera around. See? You shouldn't do that kind of stuff to us. Look at that. Got my trusty penny. Got my ruler from our friends over at Georgia Stationery. Andrew, I'm taking notes on who's talking smack about me. See, there you go. Be careful, everybody. All right. I haven't recorded Andrew saying who's ready, so I'll say it. Who's ready? If you're on Facebook, please hit that like button, hit that love button. You know, send us that love. We got to feel it. We got to feel it. And if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, I don't think it'll show us anything. So please hit that thumbs up button though, so we know you like what we're doing. And hopefully you will love these gemstones. All right. So let's see, what should I start out first? Let's start out with the most kind of summery, springy one that I have. And then we'll go on from there. How about that? Lena says, if she could look out, I want Opal girls and scrying. As soon as I put that art on sale, you're the first person I thought of, Lennis, because I know you're always a very good supporter of Andrew's artwork, and we appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna actually flip this tray around because this handle's on that side and there's no handle on this side, and it helps me bring these in. Oh yes, Andrew has a new phone on order. He's been using his phone for what, 4 or 5 years now you've had your cell phone? So it's finally time for Andrew to get a new phone. When we were at the Ani DeFranco concert for his birthday, he couldn't take low light pictures, and all my pictures were coming out so nice. That, I think, was the straw that broke the camel's back there, with Andrew deciding he finally wanted a new phone. Andrew says, Lennis is one of my top supporters of my artwork over the years. Yes, she certainly is. Hello, Harry. Thank you for tuning in. Love your new rulers. Yesterday was green. I love these too. I got a green one and a red one. And these are all from our friends at Georgia Stationery. If you've not watched our Around the Town episode featuring Georgia Stationery, please check her out. She is willing to ship things to you. So if you need stationery, cards, things like this, accessories, pens, she has them. So definitely check that out, and message her on Facebook or Instagram if you'd like anything. Okay, so let's see. Susan saying, how long should an iPhone last for general information purposes? Apple makes sure generally that their software updates usually last for about 3 to 4 to 5 years. So you should be able to continue to get software updates on an iPhone generally for around 4 or 5 years. And then it'll start to get to the point where these software updates don't really last as well, or don't really update. But it does take a while. And I replace my phone more often than Andrew because I take a lot of the pictures for the store and the videos for the store, and I like to make sure that we're as up to date as possible as we can possibly afford to be for that. Hey, Denise. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you here. I've been trying to message you. I hope you're okay. I have not heard back from you. So hopefully you're doing better or doing at least okay. We miss you. Hopefully you can come in for classes sometime soon. We had classes today, but nobody came in. It was a gorgeous day. I thought we'd have lots of people. We actually didn't have anybody. So we just did a few inventory things, and I helped Jen out. Jen was in our teacher today, and her iPhone has been driving her crazy. It started saying it was out of space, out of memory. She couldn't even take a picture without deleting other pictures. Then she couldn't actually even delete pictures because it was so out of space, it wouldn't let her even delete anything. So we got it all figured out for her, and now she has tons of space left. There was a glitch somewhere, and we got through it. So she now has a phone that works for her. So that's what I spent part of my day doing, helping her and doing inventory. We finally got most of our size 6 seed beads in stock. Andrew will be happy to hear this. Most of them are now on the floor. We've had them here in a box for months, and I finally got through them. I think I have some smaller sizes to get through yet, but I think all of the size 6 is done. Janice says, William, do you work for Apple? I do not now, but I used to. I used to work for Apple in New York City. In the Cube, the Big Apple Cube, the underground store. And so I worked for them, and I worked for them because I loved them. Some people love them because they work for them, and it's such a great company to work for. It really is, at least in the retail environment I found. But yeah, I worked for them because I loved them so much. Let's see here. Denise says she's working through a lot of stuff. Hopefully, we're here if you need us, Denise. We're here. You just have to send us a message if you need anything. Andrew said, before we went live and did stuff like that, I'd keep a phone until it basically fell apart. But now it's every 4 or 5 years. I usually take William's hand-me-downs. Yeah, he'll get usually I'll keep a phone for usually 2 years. And once 2 years is up, I usually try and get another one. I might be upgrading early this year because they have such amazing trade-in deals that I would be stupid to pass them up and not upgrade as quickly as possible. So we're looking into all this. That was something I was going to do today, but I think I'm going to run out of time today, actually, since I'm chatting so much instead of showing you stuff. But I like this. I'd rather spend time with you and worry about all that stuff later. Let's see. Diane is safely back in our home in Arizona. Nice. Lots of packages waiting for me from you. Have to unload the motorhome first. Nice. When we tried to move, Andrew said when we moved, they tried to get him to work at the Pittsburgh store, but it was too far of a commute. Yeah, they really liked me. I worked in the manager's office. I wasn't a manager, but I worked and liaison between the manager's office, the onboarding office for new employees, and the HR department. So when new employees would come into the building, I would be the one that would help them set them up with a manager and set them up with the gear that they needed and help them with their HR issues and all that good stuff. And it was such a big store that it's considered its own district. And this was the only position in the entire Apple ecosystem, really, the retail ecosystem, that had this position because it was such a big store. We had, I think, I don't know if it was 1,200 some employees or 2,000 employees. It was crazy huge, the number of employees we had. And they really liked me. And we decided to move, and they're like, well, where are you moving to? Maybe we'll set up an Apple store there. And we definitely were like, I just kind of laughed because it's like, there's definitely not enough population, because everything they set up is kind of done with population, if it has a big enough population to handle. So they need a certain amount of population to set up an Apple store. And then we were going to just have me transfer to Pittsburgh, but they wouldn't have had my position, and it would have been a long commute for me. So we ended up leaving and starting our own store. How about that? Let's see here. What else is everybody saying? Janice says, my daughter's boyfriend works for Apple at the Genius Bar. Though they're smart people and they do a lot of classes, a lot of training to become a genius. So I respect them a lot. Teresa is eating homemade coleslaw sandwiches and watching you. Nice, nice. What are you getting? Andrew is getting an iPhone 13 Pro Max. He's getting the big one. And I will probably get the iPhone, just the Pro, the 13 Pro, because I like mine to be a little more pocketable because I'm usually out and about more than Andrew is. Although not recently with all the classes he's been lucky to take. But yeah, we're getting the 13 Pros. And a few people, my mom might be upgrading, my aunt might be upgrading because they have kept their phones. They always keep their phones for like 4 or 5 years. And it's time for almost everyone to upgrade. Catherine, hello everyone. I'm late, but I shared. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Please do share this video if you like what we do. And you're not very late because we haven't even gotten started yet. We're just chatting away. You know, we like to chat. Karen says, I hope all your beads aren't on the floor. I hate it when that happens because it's usually what I need. Hoping you mean in the shop. Yeah, we call it the store floor. And the store floor in kind of retail speak is just anywhere in the store. If it's in the store. Not meaning the background, not meaning the back of house, store floor. Let's see. Susan says, we do that with phones and cars. Keep them till the wheels and updates fall apart. Exactly. That's how we work with our cars too. Denise says, thanks guys. I know you were there. Yes, we are. So talk to us once in a while. Let us know what's going on with you. I'm gonna pressure you into talking to us because we miss you. We haven't seen you in forever or heard from you. We see you pop on and like posts here and there, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Oh, let's see what else is going on. Ligonier Apple Store. I wish. That would be awesome. Dennis would love that. Yeah, he would, right? Bolivar Apple Store. Yeah, when we were back there. I still love my iPhone 7 Plus. That's exactly what Andrew has. He has the 7 Plus. So it's time for him to upgrade, though. His speakers don't really work very well. There's some things about his phone that don't really work very well. So it's starting to get to the point where he needs a new one. Andrew says, I don't know anything about the phone, but I have William. I don't need to know anything about it, right? It's true. Just need to know enough to work it. I take care of the rest. Heidi says, glad he takes pictures of the classes he takes. Love that. Yeah, you know, we're trying to, you know, we always try and be personable with you all. We want you to get to know us. We want you to know what we do. And I'm planning at least, we want to get a little bit more, you know, kind of let you know kind of the things we do. And so you might start seeing on our business feed even some of the things that we're just doing here and there. And, you know, we want you to know that we're people, that we are just, you know, we're just like you all. We're makers, we're creators. We have a store, we supply you with things, but we have a life too. And so we like to show you as much of that as possible. And you may see some more of that popping up on the timelines. And hopefully you don't mind that. If people end up not liking it, we'll stop. But, you know, we want you to get to know us and kind of who we are and what we do. So you might see more of that coming from us in the near future. Jenna says, I have the 12 Pro and love it. I actually see text without my glasses. Yeah, I have the 12 Pro right now, but I might upgrade to the 13 Pro because I can get like an $800 trade-in with one of our old phones that we have for the store. So the 12 Pro will hand down to the store. I'll get a 13 Pro, even though I wasn't going to upgrade this year. But I love my 12 Pro. So I'm hoping I'll love the 13 Pro just as much, but it's a little bit heavier. So I'm a little bit concerned. What else is going on? See, I'm just going to keep answering people and talking to people. We'll get to the beads sooner or later, right? Diane ran out to get some wrapping paper and got home just in time to see beads. Yep. Glad I'm not late, says Catherine. Sales floor. Exactly. The store floor, the sales floor. Exactly. Yeah, we're seeing some locals we haven't seen popping in. Come into the store, everybody. It's been super slow. We probably had... I could probably count on my two hands the number of customers we've had actually come in the store in the last week. So that's less than 10 people in the store in the last week. It's been really slow in town. It's been really slow. Let's see here. Andrew says he misses book club. He's tagging people out there. The rest of the crew, Laurel, Allison, Amy, almost came in today because I was hoping folks would come to class. Yeah, nobody came in today. I didn't have a single customer all day long. So we hate days like that because that makes the day slow. We like to see people, and of course, we don't make any sales, so that makes it really hard. So we appreciate all you out there who are watching these videos and purchasing from the online store. And I know even though Diane didn't come in, she has been purchasing quite a bit on the online store, so we appreciate that. Hello, Lorraine. Thank you for joining in. Karen, did your pottery wheel arrive? It has not. It's going to be 10 to 12 weeks until the pottery wheel arrives. They are on a significant delay because everyone during the pandemic has decided they want to do pottery, apparently. No, it's probably also because of production issues. So I will get it, but it is not anywhere near here yet. Let's see here. What is everyone else? Boy, Heidi says, you're celebrities to us. We love it. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We don't feel like that. We just feel like, normal people who are trying hard to keep their business going. But we're glad you love what we do and that you want to see more. Diane likes to see what you're doing, especially Andrew, since he's a hermit, right? We sort of stepped back from posting too much personal stuff. Yeah, we did. And, there are many reasons that we did that. But, sometimes people don't like to see personal stuff. Sometimes people would rather just see the business stuff. And so we tried to keep it like that. But, in the end, I think we really like to reach out to you all, and we like to show you our lives as much as we can. Sometimes that comes with feedback, and sometimes that comes with not so nice feedback. So we did take a break from it for a while, but we miss it. And I think it's going to start coming back, at least from me. I'm going to start trying to be a little bit more online, a little bit more interactive with you all. I might I might do some more lives from our Instagram account or my personal Instagram, just trying to, show you a little bit more into our lives and glimpsing into things, because I think it's important that you know where things come from. Like we don't live this lavish lifestyle, and I know we got a cottage and we talk about our new car, but these are all things we had one car to split between us for 10 years. So getting a second car really isn't something that's spectacularly, like that we're rolling in money or something. Because I think some people had that impression on certain things, and we got a cottage, but it's a major fixer-upper, as many of you know who are following along with us. So, sometimes I think people hear things, and when we're not as personal with people don't actually see all that's going on. So we want to, I want to at least, and I think Andrew feels the same way to a degree. I want to amp up a little bit our personal messages and personal talking, just so people kind of get who we are, that we're not, just sitting back and rolling in our beads and our money, because we're definitely not. And I think most of you out there know that who watch these regularly, but let's see. Susan, it's my birthday today, and my greatest pleasure to spend my birthday money on beautiful beads. Well, happy birthday, Susan. If you purchase any of these, remind me in your message that it's your birthday, because my brain doesn't always remember that in a day or two when I'm doing invoicing, but we'll give you a special birthday discount too on things. We usually do that in store for people. So if it is your birthday, let us know. Len, it's really raining now, so keeping an eye on the pond so Sylvester doesn't float. Don't float away, Sylvester. Let's see here. Diane, Andrew says, Diane, be careful what you wish for. I'm going to talk your ear off during Fort Days, right? Andrew, you going to be here for Fort Days, Andrew? Hopefully. Let's see here. Go outside and wash the windows without a shirt on. Oh, you'll get people. I don't think that me going outside without a shirt is going to attract anybody. So, but thank you. Maybe the wrong type of people. I don't know. but I think I need to do a lot more working out before that would attract anybody. Let's see here. I feel bad that I'm talking to you and not looking at you, but hopefully you don't mind. At least the size 6 seed beads are out. Yeah, right? I finally got those. Costing those, and that was a crazy. It took me forever because I just kept putting it aside. Catherine's trying to get people on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Catherine. Jen, when the store is slow and we don't have class people, any students coming in, she has been making a number of tutorials for you all. I think she has at least 3, possibly 4 or 5 set up that we have to film and I have to publish for you all. So we are going to have more content on the YouTube from Jen, because I know you all love her tutorials when she was doing them more often. When we were doing them, it's my fault. When I was doing them better, getting better at publishing them for you all. So we are working on it. Jen wants to do a lot more, and we're working on that. So if you're on YouTube, that's where most of those will be. And those won't be live. Those will be actually polished, and I open up my video editor and I splice things together and we actually make the video. So those will be published on YouTube, and we have some of those coming soon. So thank you, Catherine, for getting people out there. And please let people know that we will have more content coming out there with tutorials soon. Valerie says, you guys are so on my bucket list as soon as I can, as soon as the Canadian-American border opens up. Thank you so much, Valerie. We really appreciate that. And definitely, if you are coming from afar to visit us, please let us know at least a few days in advance, because otherwise sometimes, as you know, we have other things. We're always out and about here and there doing other things, and we want to be here for you. We had somebody stop in from Hawaii the one day, and I didn't know they were coming, so we missed them. So I don't want that to happen. Let's see here. Andrew says, Heidi, William is getting fit. I drive by to watch that. Well, that's good. I'm trying. I'm doing my fasting, which is making me feel a lot better. I was eating, I think, too much, and I was starting to feel lethargic. And so I've been fasting for about a week, intermittent fasting. I fast on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I didn't do so good today. Jen brought in snacks, and I had a donut. So my fasting was a little bit spoiled today, but that's okay because I've been doing it for a while now. But I'm trying to exercise and do things that I need to do and make myself, feel good overall, because if we don't feel good ourselves, we can't do the work and put out those positive vibes, right? So doing things for us, even though it feels so selfish to me, I have found that I have more energy and we can do more for you all out there too. Denise says, I need to stock up on beads. I'm down on my stash. Denise, the store is as full as it has ever been right now. It's crazy the amount of stuff we have between the online store and the physical store. So come on in. There's stuff I'm sure you haven't seen yet that you might want to stock up on. And I still have stuff that I've not gotten anywhere. I was just going through some boxes and I found some Kyanite and some beryl and some moss aquamarine and things that I have not gotten into the online store even yet, or the physical store. So I started working on some pictures for that too. Karen says, I hope you show it off. Talking about the pottery wheel when you get it. I'd love to see your wheel set up. I would too. I have no idea what we're going to do. It may be in the basement at our house, or it may be over in Star Cottage Studio. I'm not sure where I'm going to be located. I don't know that Andrew's going to want me as a visitor all the time in his studio. So it might be in the basement of the house. Let's see. Susan says, I really like the community and connection that takes place here. Love you guys. And we love you out there too. That's what we're about. And because we say it all the time, you can buy your beads anywhere, right? But we believe that we only shop from people that we trust and that we feel are good people, right? If we find out something about somebody and a vendor and they're doing something majorly wrong, and we have like real proof, we don't just go on just what anybody just says. But if we find something out, we are not afraid to say, no, we're not shopping with you anymore. It may take a while for us to find a new vendor. It may take a while to replace what they have. We may not get the same, You know, it may take a while for the quality to get there again, but we will always do what we feel is best, and we will always do that in a way that we feel good about what we're doing. So there have been times when we've had to cut things out, cut out vendors, cut out things because it just wasn't right. It didn't feel right, right? So that's what we're trying to do. We try and take that and make a community around good things and wholesome things and just having fun and treating each other with kindness and respect and love and support. And that's what we're about. And I think I want to say partially because we've had some staff, and it's been the first time in 10 years that we've really had some consistency in that. We've had helpers from time to time who would just help us out here and there, or teachers that would donate some of their time. But I think because of that, I kind of stepped back a little bit and I took a breath. And in doing that, it helped. It helped a lot. But I also got away from posting as much as I used to and sharing as much as I used to. And that's kind of, I miss that. And I think Andrew's starting to feel that a little bit too. So plan to see more from us, both on our personal timelines and the business timeline on all of our accounts. And hopefully you will like that too. Let's see here. Lucy says her hubs ended up with my new mobile. As he is like Andrew. He used it until it drops dead, right? That's, I like to replace my stuff. I like to have the newest, but I'm a tech geek, so that's kind of part of it. That's, if I'm going to spend my money somewhere, it's going to be on creative things and things that help me do what I love to do, which is gadgetry and videos and that kind of stuff. Susan says, I don't post too much personal because I'm boring. A cool sunset and cat antics are the highlight of my day. You know, people say that, and I feel like I'm boring too, because if you really like, maybe, I don't know what we come across as to people, whether we're like I know we're always doing something, but I feel like I'm pretty boring in my life. So that's why I've kind of, you know, I feel weird posting stuff. But I think the more that we post stuff and share about our lives and get to know each other a little bit better in the community, and just, you know, I think especially with the distance, we can't see you all, you know, you all are a part of our lives. It's so weird. You all are a part of our lives, but we've never met some of you at all. But we know you and we want to know more about you. So that's the kind of thing. Never say you're boring, because, you know, that getting to know you is the important part of things. Andrew said, I think when Paolo died, it put me in a slump and a lot of stuff dried up. Yeah, we had a really hard time. We both, mentally and physically, that was a big blow to us both, and so sudden. And I can't even talk about it still very much. But yeah, once he passed away, we just haven't been the same. And you know, it feels weird to share things, and for a long time felt weird to share things without him being there. I'm going to start tearing up if I talk about too much. But so we're trying to, you know, kind of recover, and we took a big chunk of this year. I mean, it was in December that he passed, so it's a big chunk of this year without him, and just kind of doing that self-care and, you know, kind of learning your life over, you know, without your best friend around. He was my little buddy. So yeah, it put us in kind of a slump. It definitely did. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, I'm so far behind. We're never going to get to these. I would love to keep talking to you all, but I don't know if you all want to keep talking for another 2 hours. I know some people here came to see beads, right? And all we've been showing you is this blank tray for a while. Yeah. The talking red. See, that's exactly, Susan, the talking red semicolon ruler. So I need to actually start talking to you all, or start showing you things. And I'm going to try and show you things and talk and catch up at the same time, but that's not always easy. So I'm going to show you this first thing. Let's get moving here with some beads. And we're going to keep chatting though too. I need like 3 of me to do these lives anymore, which I love, because that means that you all are engaged, and I like that. So first up, as I said, we're transitioning into fall, right? So this is still kind of springy, right? These are Morganite, and let me get this tag here. They are faceted rondelles that are 12 millimeter by 8 millimeter. Morganite faceted rondelles. These are $45. $45 a strand. We have a few strands available. If you would like them, you can take a screenshot of that. You can also give us the SKU. Some of these SKUs are, most of these SKUs are going to be different. So you can also give us the SKU, 4726, if you'd like. All right. So I'll leave those there for you to get a screenshot, and then we'll keep talking again. Let's see what else is going on. Andrew says, if I did the windows, they'd be like, look at Mr. Miyagi washing the windows, wax on, wax off. Oh my goodness. Oh. Diane says, Andrew, you're so funny, makes my day brighter when I can listen to you. That's what we want to do. Make your day brighter. That's what we want to do. Heidi's asking, will you have more autumn leaf kits? I don't think so. They all sold out, and those were vintage lucite leaves, so I don't know that we can replace them. So I doubt we'll be restocking. That's why it's very important to stay up to date with our emails, and if you like a kit, get it as quickly as you can, because the kits do tend to sell out quickly in a lot of cases. Andrew just said, not unless I find more. See that? Jess said, did I hear Kyanite? Right? We have Kyanite in the online store. We're going to have more Kyanite coming soon. Okay, what else? Andrew says, we have space at the cottage now that we can't have the retail. Yeah, so maybe my stuff will go over there. We'll see. We'll see. Harry said, Penny Cat heard your voice and just jumped onto my arms to listen. She's patting down on my arm and purring. Nice. We love the cats out there, the fur babies. And I know we always talk about cats, but in my family, like, I grew up with dogs and cats. We were just so busy that a dog would be very difficult to take out and walk all the time and all that good stuff. But I grew up with all of them. I love animals. Suzanne says, no, you cannot buy beads of such quality and honesty as from AG. Well, we really appreciate that, Suzanne. We do try to do our best for you all and bring in only things, like I said, if we wouldn't use it, we're not going to sell it to you. And I don't make a lot of things. Andrew makes more things than I do. But still, I know what, if I were designing, I know what I would use and what I wouldn't. And we will not supply you with things that we wouldn't use. Now, these are ridiculously beautiful to me. These are the electro-coated lava. So they are super light, but they have that beautiful metal coating. They're $18 a strand, and we have them in multiple colors. So I'm just going to show you them all as I continue chatting with you all. Nancy, did I miss the beads? Nope, we're just getting to them, Nancy. Just getting to them. She says, and that's why we heart you, love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Suzanne and Nancy plan to make a trip. Hopefully they can make it up together and visit us. I would love that. I would love that. Look at all these. Look at all. I should be showing them to you like this, but I'm trying to scroll through comments at the same time. Andrew says, I sit in my studio and work and listen to books on tape. Woohoo, so exciting, right? It is exciting when we see the results of all of that. I love seeing the results of Andrew's work. Jenna says, my personal page is mainly pet rescue stuff, nature pics, and dad type jokes. There's nothing wrong with that. I post a lot of animal rescue stuff sometimes. One of my friends from high school started a rescue here in a neighboring town called Blairsville, and it's called Cat Aid Network. And the amount of animals and cats that she finds in our small area astounds me. They literally have hundreds that they have in foster homes, and they're trying to place up for adoption. They take them, they get them all cared for at 3 or 4 different vets around the area. And every once in a while, I'll donate some money if we can to them. so that we can help them with their mission, because it's amazing the number of cats, and she's just cats, and there are hundreds of them that need help in this area. So it's so good. It's so good that she can do that. And so if any of you are local or would like to donate anyway, look up Cat Aid Network on Facebook and you'll see it, and you can donate. I'm sure she would really appreciate it, because she's constantly encountering these animals with severe illnesses and things that they're trying to remedy. Let's see here. I'm just trying to scroll through. Let's move these. If you saw any of those you like, take a screenshot and send us that message or email. These are lovely, but I don't know if you're going to see them in this light now. I was looking at these in the daylight earlier, and they're gorgeous. Susan says, losing a family member is always hard. Hugs to you and to everyone in that boat. Thank you so much. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just getting to your message here, and we're just starting, so you didn't miss much. Let's see here. Look at these. Now this is galaxite or hyperstethene. Always weird how to say that. Hypersthene rounds. They're in 10 millimeter. They're $34, and they have that beautiful cat's eye flash to them. And they're even more amazing in the actual daylight instead of under these fluorescents. Teresa says, waiting for Andrew's first book. Autograph, please. Right. Andrew needs to write a book. Heidi says, you can each have a studio at the cottage, right? We could. So if you'd like those, send us a message or an email. Okay, I'm scrolling through comments a little. Oh, it just skipped. Let's see. See, every time I think I'm somewhere, it skips ahead. My friend sent me a picture of her cat on a tablet, and it was one of those gambling sites. That's funny. Diane says, I love these. I need more colors. I don't know. I think you're talking about the lava, I'm guessing. Maybe. Jenna says, I love animals too. I've been working at a pet rescue groups for 17 years, and I foster failed more times than I should. It's not always easy. It's not always easy, right? That's why we could never foster. We just end up adopting them all. Let's see. I'm still back with, let's see here. Karen was saying the metallic beads. That's all of these beautiful electroplated lava. And I think somebody was asking what was the price. They're $18 a strand. $18 a strand for those. All right. That hypersthene is the bomb, says Susan. I will certainly say it is. I agree. Oops. Okay, I think I'm catching up. Sorry, I know I'm blanking out here. There, Teresa, Cat Aid Networks, just linked it there for you all. If you'd like to donate, let them know that their friends at Allegory Gallery sent you over and you're contributing to them. And Diane says, yes, it was the lava. I have 2 of them, but I want them all. I can see why. I love them. Okay, so now I'm caught up in comments. So now they should scroll by without me having to touch anything. And hopefully I can keep up. And this is, of course, Labradorite. And these are faceted tubes. And these are $20 a strand. But these I just love. And getting into kind of the fall feeling, I felt like these were a nice strand. I think we only have this one left. So if you're interested, let us know. All right, set it here, get my penny back out so you can kind of see sizing on that. Let me sort these now. I have these next ones in 3 different sizes, I believe, and I have to find, there's the last size. It is a very cool cut, yes. Heidi says cool cut. It is. It's just kind of a faceted tube, but really nice, really nice. Okay, now next up we have, if you watched our video, we had some of these, I'm going to show you some eagle eye rounds. We had some in the giveaway if you watched our giveaway video, but if you'd like to purchase any of these, we have them available as well. So these are the 10mm eagle eye rounds, 10mm for $20. And they are 4706 if you'd rather do skews. I'm sorry, I've not been showing skews. But these just have a beautiful, beautiful coloring. They look so, let me see what they look like on here. I don't know why everything to me is looking off color today. Maybe because of the ruler. Let me take the ruler away. Maybe that's a little better. But these are a lovely, they look kind of light on my screen, but they're a deep gray. Kind of a beautiful kind of stormy cloud. Think of a stormy cloud. That's what these actually look like. They're coming across almost green on my screen. I don't know if it's the same for you all. But it is beautiful. Yeah, Alexander said eagle eye is another one that people love in person, but from a description, they're not really interested because they don't really understand what it is. And we have them also in 8mm. So that was the 10mm. We have them in 8mm as well, and they are $15. And in 8mm, they are 4716. Yeah, I don't know why they're looking green. I can't get it to not look green today. Maybe this is a little better. There, that looks at least a little bit better. Usually my wooden tray. Let's see. Let's see if I put this under them. Nope, it's still weird. I think it's just because of my lighting. It's getting later in the day faster here. Well, not later faster, but it's getting darker faster. And I'm not getting as much light in here. But these are a beautiful stormy cloud gray. They got that beautiful chatoyance to them. Look at that cat's eye effect. So these are the, again, these are the 8mm eagle eye rounds, $15. And they are 4716 if you'd like these. How big are the holes? That big? They're a typical hole size. I'm going to say about 1 to 2 millimeters. They are not large hole beads. They are not large hole beads. And the next ones are the 6mm, and they are at $13. I think the 6mm is what I pulled for the giveaway, the big giveaway. And if you've not entered the big giveaway, be sure you do that. We'll be sending out instructions again in email on how to do that. And you can get those if you sign up for our email list. And we'll be sending them out sometime later this week. We already sent out one email. So if you're already on our email list as of, I think it was, when was it? Monday? Then you would have gotten those instructions, but we'll be sending them out to the new people who join the list later this week. All right. So there's those. And what's next? Let's stick with 6mm. How about that? 6mm Labradorite rounds. These are 6mm Labradorite rounds, $30. 4720 is the skew. Now, you're going to see, if our light's good here, why these are $30. This is an exceptional strand, and I don't think we have many of these left because these sell quickly. But look at the clarity in these, both the clarity and yet still that flash. Almost every one of these, Heidi says, oh wow, those are rich. They are. They are. Debbie's asking how you can get things. How you get things, Debbie, when it's here or when I'm showing it to you, or you take a screenshot. Take a screenshot using your device, send us that in a message or an email. I have the email address up right here. Or you can send us a very good description. Also include your email address and your mailing address. Now you can also give us the SKU on these items too, 4720 for these. If you're looking at the 8mm Eagle Eyes, those are 4716. All right. And instructions on claiming are also in the description of this video if you need to check that out as well. But look at these. Look at these. That's why these are $30. Kathleen says, I love Labradorite, gorgeous strand. These are exceptionally pretty. And at this price, that's a great price for a quality of Labradorite like this with the clarity and the flash. So we don't have many of these left in stock. So definitely let us know if you want those. All right. Before everyone gets in on that rewatch, right? Before everyone gets the rewatch. So now, if y'all like that Labradorite, those faceted tubes, we have some matte quartz faceted tubes at $20 a strand. And these are lovely. I love matte quartz. It looks like ice to me. Getting ready, I said, for fall and winter, right? That's the color mood I'm in. So I picked these things out because they remind me of fall and winter. This reminds me of when our lake used to freeze over. I grew up near a lake, and that sounds very pretentious, but my parents actually bought a small cabin that was not meant necessarily to be used year-round, and they, you know, beefed it up a little bit and added on to it just a little bit and created a home for us. And it was kind of ranch style, right? We only had one level, and because they bought that property, we had access to the lake. And the lake, I like to say that it was kind of a large pond. It wasn't giant, but it was really nice. Growing up, we would go fishing on the lake and just out in the boat and just kind of sit out in the boat and row around and swim in the lake when we were really young. As we got older, the gentleman who owned the lake got older and didn't take care of it as much. And so, and his family who he left it to didn't also. So unfortunately, it has grown up with a lot of algae now, and it hasn't been drained in a while. But it was a lovely place. And that's what that reminds me of, is when we go out in the lake, and sometimes we would ice skate if it was solid enough. So see, learning new things. See, there's that personal sharing again. I don't know if I've ever talked about that very much, but that's where I grew up. As I feel very fortunate to have grown up where I did. And even though we didn't have a lot of money, we really didn't have a lot of money, but we had a really nice, I wouldn't have wanted to grow up anywhere else, really. Coated Labradorite, 4719. And this has that AB coating on it, which is just fantastic in addition to the Labradorite. So you get some of that Labradorite flash, you get that extra flash from the AB coating, these faceted rounds. And did I say the size? I did not. So these are, let's check that out. These are just about 10, looks like 10 millimeters, 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter, 10 millimeters, faceted rounds. I love these. They give that, you know, when the snow falls, if you've ever been around snow, I know some of you out there probably have not seen snow, possibly, but when the snow falls on certain days and it's really crisp, you get this, there's this coating of almost ice that appears on the top of the snow. And that coating gets these micro crystals of this same color, that pink and that blue, kind of like you see in this AB finish. And it just shines on top of the snow like that. And it's a beautiful sight. And that's what that reminds me of. Andrew said, when I was in high school, we moved to a place with a lake. No ice, though. No, definitely no ice down in Florida, right? Cynthia says that subtle blue is up my street. I get it. I get it. Let's see. What one should I do next? How about these? Mentioned Kyanite earlier. We have these large and in charge. I'm going to show you. This is green Kyanite, $180 for this strand, $180, 4440. We only have one strand left of these. These are fantastic. And these are these beautiful, these are so much better in the sun, but you can see how they shimmer and shine even in this light. And these are chunky monkeys, green Kyanite. Look at those shine. Andrew calls it crunchy snow. I didn't know snow had different sounds. They're squeaky, squishy, sloshy. Yeah, lots of different kinds of snows, right? I believe is that the native people in Alaska have like hundreds of words for different kinds of snow. We call it snow. We just say snow. But they have, I think it's hundreds of words for all the different kinds of snow that there are. They actually have a word for each type of snow, from what I understand, which I think is so cool. I love this one right here with that kind of brown through it. And oh, love, love, love those. Karen says, I shop with a millimeter gauge, and then I found centimeter is 10 millimeters, but it helps to know what I'm shopping for and when to yeah, that's why we always try and leave you at least a penny here and leave leave this here for you. And in our photos, we always have a penny or a ruler, because we do too. We want to see the size. And that's why I know on videos it also really helps when you hold it. So that's why we don't just throw it on the tray and let you see it. I like to show it to you and hold it so you can kind of see how big it is generally in my hands. Janice says those are gorgeous. They really, really are. And we only have one strand left. The rest of them are all sold. One strand left at $180. And honestly, this is a beautiful strand. I don't know why it's still here. Other than it's a little more expensive. You have to kind of maybe know what you're going to do with it, or you're spoiling yourself, right? Sometimes you just spoil yourself with beautiful beads. I know we do. And then, you know, sometimes we always talk about how sometimes Jasper gets a bad rap. You know, the agates and the Jasper, it's just, people just think of them as, you know, it's just Jasper. But we have this strand, I'm going to show you. This strand is Cappuccino Jasper. These are approximately 15 by 22 millimeter irregular ovals, is what we called them. $24. It's 2724 is the SKU. And I want you to see these. I want you to see how beautiful these are. Look at those markings. Look at that. And these are a beautiful brown color. I hope they're coming across that way. I don't know why my color seems so off today. But just look.
Hi there. I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Okay. Cortana's here to help.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and
Sorry,
we'll have
everyone.
your PC ready for all you plan to do.
That's
Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen.
I would like you to stay quiet.
If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows Control.
There we go. Sorry, everyone. We're also working on Jen's computer today, and it has been reinstalling its operating system. So this, look at this. I love that. Just spectacular. Look at that. Look at that one. I think there's only this one strand of these left. I think this is amazing for fall. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that was not a chip. That was just something on there. Label on there. So there you go. I think that's stunning. Beautiful for your work for any fall designs. All right. Next up, we have another Jasper. Call this Artistic Jasper. 30 millimeter discs. These are $32 for the strand. 2703 is the SKU. And just look at each one of these. I'm just showing you each one because I think they are amazing. And there's so much variety. That one looks like a fern fossil to me. And I think this is the last strand of these that we have too. Some of these are the last strand because they are literally my favorites. I said these are my favorites, and I push them and make sure people see them when they come in looking for particular things. Heidi says that's nature at its finest. Yes, it is. These are 30 millimeter. There you go, 30 millimeter ovals. I'm sorry, round. 30 millimeter coins, I'm going to call them. They're not ovals. Coins. All right. Next up, we have some Z agate. And this is modern. This is not ancient or vintage. These are modern Z agate beads. I just think they're fantastic. They look like little flames or something on these. And those are $16 for the strand. I have one strand available, or $4574 is the SKU. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Let's see. What do I have next? We're probably about halfway through now. Next up, I have some multicolor rainbow agate faceted rounds at about 4 millimeters. These are going to be $26, and these are $49.05. I can't remember if I just showed these the other day or not. I showed something, and I may have shown these because I love them. But look at that beautiful color. There's for the end of summer, right? Getting into those, going from greens to yellows. Trees are turning colors. Just gorgeous stones there. 4 millimeter, multicolor, rainbow, what did I say? Apatite. Did I say apatite? I don't hope I didn't say agate. Apatite. Rainbow apatite. Okay. And let's take a look at some impression jasper. 12 by 16 millimeter ovals, $24. The SKU is 2711. And just check this out. Beautiful impression jasper ovals. So much beauty. Each one its own thing. I love when there's kind of the gray blue color on them. Love when you see that. Like in this one here. It's my favorite. Karen's saying, love the earthy look and interesting. So beautiful, says Susan. I think these earthy things are beautiful. And like I said, getting ready for the fall. If you're in the area where fall is actually a thing, this starts to look like the leaves on the trees. Karen says, like fingerprints, everyone is different. It's true. It's amazing what, I always tell this to people in the store, it's amazing what comes out of the earth, right? Like, so pretty, so amazing. I'm astounded by it every time we get a shipment of gemstones. Sometimes I just sit and stare at them. How could you not, right? All right, next up we have multi-aquamarine pebbles. Multi-aquamarine pebbles, these are 36 a strand. 4767 is the skew. And these are just so much fun. Just little beautiful aquamarine pebbles. Aren't they lovely? You know, the one thing I am interested in, like I said, I wasn't going to upgrade my phone. If you've been paying attention, if you've been here the whole time and paying attention to my Apple talk, I wasn't going to upgrade my phone, but the new 13 Pro and Pro Max have macro capability. For the first time ever, an iPhone has a macro capability. And I am so stoked for macro photography for our jewelry so that we can actually maybe zoom in on stuff a little easier. That I'm super excited about. It was like barely a mention, I think, on the announcement, but it is one of the most, my most anticipated feature. I'm excited about the macro lens. So these again, 4767. They are multi-aquamarine pebbles, $36. Next up, we have fossilized coral rounds. These are 10 millimeter fossilized coral rounds, 4707, $18. Barbara says she's still on the iPhone 7, right? You don't need it, you don't upgrade, right? But for the work we do, we don't use generally cameras, like actual cameras. We have one, and some photography, like with all the green girl photos I'm taking recently, I've been using that camera because we do have better macro capabilities. And we want to use those photos for a long time. But most of everything we use our phones for here at Allegory Gallery. So streaming these announcements to you, taking photos, doing our around the towns, we use our phone for just about everything. So it's important to me to have an up-to-date phone that I can do different special things with. But if you don't need a new phone and you don't do those things, then you don't want to waste, right? There's a lot of technological waste that can happen with that kind of stuff. So it's always best, if you don't need them, to use your phone as long as you can, right? So fossilized coral rounds, 10 millimeters, $18. Beautiful prints on these. I say prints, but they're not really prints, right? They're actually fossilized coral, but just, I wish I could zoom in a little bit more. Hopefully you can see some of those, how beautiful they are. Barbara says, I love when you do around the town, so interesting. I love doing it too, I really do. We haven't had, I've been trying to get in touch with some local people, but no one has gotten back to me or want to do it right now. So we do them when we can and when people are available and when other stores want to work with us on them. It's a free service we offer, though, to show people our town. We love showing off Ligonier. And hopefully we'll get some more people who want to do it sometime soon. Next up, we have amber green tourmaline faceted rondelles. These are approximately 10 by 6 millimeter, and they're going to be $45. And this is a half strand. Half strand. And that's 4687. Janice said, I sent a pic of one of the gemstone strands I want to buy to a friend instead of AG. My friend was confused. I bet. But spread that word. Let them know we exist. Maybe they'll turn into makers too, right? If they're not already. And these, let me see if I can. There you go. Let me see if I can show you that color. This is a hard one because you need daylight really to see this really well. But look, this is that amber green tourmaline. It's almost looks like it's very close to amber. It looks like amber to me. And some are a little bit greener, some are a little bit more ambery colored. Just spectacular, spectacular beads, right? $45 a strand. All right. And then let's get into, we're getting into some of our higher end stuff, everybody. Some of the higher end stuff is coming up. So if you like that, get ready. We're going to start with the Phosphoderite. These are Phosphoderite faceted cubes at 4 millimeters. They're $56 for the strand. 4760 is the SKU. And these are scrumptious. They are little, beautiful, purpley pillows, faceted cubes, 4 millimeter Phosphoderite. Just stunning. I love these. I love purple. Before I knew I was getting a new iPhone or probably getting one, I was looking at the new iPad mini, which is a very spectacular device for being the iPad mini. They really gave the mini a boost this year. And it comes in purple. And I was going to get a purple one because I love purple. And I love, it kind of looks like kind of like in this range, like that one right there, the mini. So I love this strand. I love this Phosphoderite. I love this color. And it's not something you see very often. So this is something that if you want something a little bit different, you have it here. Okay, next up, let's show this. We were talking about, Andrew was talking about Mercury retrograde coming up. It's coming soon to a world near you. And we have some of these 12 millimeter blue chalcedony flat rounds. $30 a strand for this half strand. 4696 is the SKU. And if you know, blue chalcedony, if you don't know, it helps with Mercury retrograde is what they say. And I believe it because whenever Mercury comes around, I generally wear my blue chalcedony and I get through it much easier than normal. I have fewer technological breakdowns. I have fewer disputes with people. So I carry my blue chalcedony. I have a necklace. I have some pieces that I throw in my pocket. And this should help you. Hopefully helps me. $30 a strand. We have a number of these available. Just a few though. Andrew says that translucent one. There is one on here that is like this one. Or this one, this clear one right there. There are a number of goodies on each strand. So there's that, if you're interested in that. Okay, I know Cynthia talked about some sapphires earlier. So let's take a look at some. Who wants to see sapphires? So these are natural sapphires, faceted rondelles at 6 millimeters, $152 only for the strand. Only $152. Oh, Susan says, my blue chalcedony ring is glued to my hand during Mercury retrograde. That's for sure. That's a good deal. So these are 4765. I think we have 2 strands of these available. I wish I had better lighting in here. I don't know. That's probably worse, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's better or not. But these are beautiful natural sapphires, all different color of sapphires. Aren't these strands stunning? And at $152, I think these are some of the ones that Cynthia got us great prices out in Tucson with. So these would normally be a lot more than that. A lot more than that. But we can offer them for $152 because Cynthia helped us get a great deal out there. Just look at those. Oh, Andrew says, sapphires make me swoon. It's my birthstone. So there we have those, $152 if you'd like those. All right, let's move on to some rubies. How about some rubies? Next up, we have natural ruby, faceted rounds, grade AAA. These are nice, good color, beautiful quality, 6 millimeter, faceted rounds, $196, 4772 is the SKU. We don't have many of these available, but just look. Natural. These are not dyed. These are natural rubies, AAA grade. Really beautiful rubies. Would not hesitate to use these in designs here. Just amazing quality on those. A full strand, $196. These could be $300 or $400 if we didn't get a good deal. As we always say, if we get a good deal, so do you. We pass that along. We don't artificially try to inflate things, you know, so that we can have a sale on them later or anything like that. We just want you to get the best prices we can give you year round. $196 per strand on these natural grade AAA rubies. 6 millimeter faceted round. Rubies also make me swoon, says Andrew. Me too. I love rubies because my mom always has loved rubies. And, you know, as a kid, sometimes when your parents love something, you just start saying you love it, and then you start loving it actually. And that's what happened. I love rubies because my mom loves rubies. Okay, next up. Now, these ones are dyed, but they are dyed really well, and they are an exceptional strand of rubies. So these are faceted puffy ovals. They are dyed around 10 by 9 millimeters. It's $135 for the strand, 4686. And if these were not dyed, these would probably be $600, $700, $800 for the strand. So you can get this beautiful quality. They're still lovely. And of course, we make sure the dye is not going to come off. It's not going to be anything like that. These are well done, well created. They're natural ruby, but they are dyed. They're not man-made. And just look at that color. That is what you wish you could afford in a ruby. And if, like I said, if these were natural, these would be $600, $700, $800 probably for the strand. And because they're not there because they're dyed, they're $135. But they look very, very expensive. Andrew says, I have dreams of going to the ruby markets one day. You can tell who is selling rubies because they have red tents and are only set up on the brightest of days. The red tent makes them look even more juicy, right? My mom has a ruby pendant, Andrew says, off of QVC that she bought when he was young. It took her forever to pay it off, but she loved it. Yes. My mom had a ruby ring made. She always wanted one, and she finally had one made later in her life. And then, unfortunately, she got arthritis, so she can't wear it, which is really sad. But, yeah, my mom had a ruby ring finally that she got herself, too. And what's next? Let's go with one strand left. The tag came off. Spiny Oyster, graduated coins, $120 for this strand coming up. 4723 is the SKU. And these are them. Look at these. These were a Tucson find from Cynthia. We got a great, great deal. Normally, we would probably have to buy this strand for at least that and then resell it at double or triple the price, depending on what we got as a deal. This is the price we can offer you because we got such a great deal on these. And look how spectacular they are. This is the only strand we have of these available. I'm just trying to show you some of these because they are amazing. And if these don't sell during this video, I will be highly, highly surprised. Because as Marianne says, these are fall beads. They definitely, definitely are. Look at those. Look at them. They are just stunning quality. And like I said, normally if we were shopping for this, we would pay $300 probably a strand. And we've been offered them at that price many times over the years at our cost. So these are $120 your cost. These are beautiful. Susan's asking if your mom has bends in her hands. My mom's hands, yeah, they are bent up, but her knuckles are very, very large. And that's why she can't wear rings, because she could never get the ring on or off. And she never wore her ring that often. She would wear it once in a while for special occasions, but and now she would never be able to get it on or off. And some of her fingers are completely locked, where she can't even bend at the joints. But we're trying to get her some things that hopefully will help and ease that up a little bit. But she's lived with it for a very long time. She was probably in her late 30s when it started happening to her. And I'm just hopeful that I take after my dad's side of the family. And so far, I've been very lucky, and I appreciate that, because I know that what my mom goes through is very hard. If she even just touches her finger wrong, it can send searing, shooting pains through her fingers and her hand. So there you go. Beautiful spiny oyster, $120 only for that strand. That is a deal. I had somebody come in the other day and buy the sister strand to this because they knew what a deal was. They looked at some of our turquoise. They bought some of that old stock turquoise that we showed you, and they picked these up with it. And it was a beautiful combination. Let me just show you. I'll be right back. Okay, I just brought some of the trays of turquoise in to show you what this looks like with the turquoise. This is the kind of darker turquoise with a lot of the black in it and brown. And these retail for $52. Graduated discs. These weren't part of the show, but they can be if you want to purchase them, just like anything else. And there we have that with the turquoise. Look at it with these. Oh, look at that. Stunning. Stunning together. These are, if you're interested in these are large turquoise discs, old stock turquoise, $175. 4898 if you're interested in these chunky monkeys here to go with your spiny oyster if you would decide to get that. But just look how beautiful it is together. And then let's take a look at, if you want a little bit smaller, we have these turquoise. 4900 is the SKU. And these are small discs. These are $45. But look at that together. What a lovely combination, right? And let's go with, if I can get these out of the tray, let's go with this kind of lighter turquoise. Look at that. And if you're interested in this turquoise, they are SKU 4892. And these are Hubei old stock, stabilized, not dyed, but stabilized, $86 a strand. Isn't that stunning? Like, how can you resist that? I should have like 18 orders for all of this right now because it's that beautiful. Unfortunately, we only have one of these available. So the first person to send us that message who wants them gets them. All right. So just wanted to show you that with the turquoise because somebody came in here and we matched it up. I saw them picking out all the turquoise and I said, you have to look at this together. And they ended up taking the sister strand of this. So we have one of those available. Andrew said, isn't it wild how the orange brings out the differences in the shades of the turquoise? Some more green, some more blue. It is. It's beautiful. Like, look at this with it. This is the lighter green. So we have those big discs in this kind of blue color. I don't know if you can tell, these are a little bit more green. And look how beautiful they look together. Diane says, my wallet can resist, but my heart is mad about it, right? Right? I get that. I get that. Okay, so that's the spiny oyster. We have two more strands to show you, just two more. First up is moss aquamarine. We have moss aquamarine, faceted rondelles, approximately 7 millimeters. They are $135 a strand, and they are 4857. Look, just look at it. Moss aquamarine. You know, if you watch our videos, you know I am a sucker for green, and this mossy algae kind of green I am in love with. This is the kind of green that, like, my eyes are kind of this color, and so I wear anything like that, it brings out my eyes. So I have to love this color, right? I have to love this color. Look at that. And I know these are pricier, $135 a strand, but this is worth it. These are the kind of things that are worth it. Karen says definitely untreated, right? Andrew says, I want to make a turquoise necklace that's so long it goes down to my knees. I don't care if it's not practical. Who needs to be practical all the time, right? I think as creators, we kind of crave that unpracticality or non-practicality sometimes, right? Just to do things that we know we love because we can. $135, moss aquamarine. Not many of these available. Andrew says, I don't know what they do for my eyes, but they're making my eyes sparkle with delight. Right? Sparkling with delight is always a good thing. So there's moss aquamarine. Just a few strands of those available. I think there's 2. So if you're interested, send us that message or that email. Okay? And now we're going to move on to the last thing. But before I do, I want to say that I will be checking emails over the next few days. We have a lot of things coming up. And so it may be a little bit of time until I get everything sorted and invoiced to you all. But so please give me a few days. But if you don't hear anything within a few days, please do send us another message to make sure I got your message. Okay? All right. And last, but certainly not least, Labradorite, faceted flat nuggets. $127.50. This is SKU 4859. There's only one of these left, everyone. There's one left. We got these in Tucson. Then they sold out so quickly, we restocked them. I think we only showed them once after we restocked them. And so this is the one strand that remains. And we probably will never have these again. Look at that. $127.50 for this strand of Labradorite. Labradorite, I think, kind of fell out of favor just a little bit. Not, you know, it was really going hard for a while, and now I feel it's coming back again. I'm going to just move this because it's interrupting the flow. Look at these. Marianne says, those made me yell. Look at that. Look at that. And these are natural. These are natural. These are not coated. This is an exquisite cut on these stones. These are not coated, everybody. These are not coated labradorite. These are just the stones. Exquisite examples of these stones cut in a beautiful way, faceted, to show you how beautiful labradorite really can be. We sell all varieties of labradorite, right? Like I just showed you this one earlier. Not as much flash in this, right? These are a matte example. This is labradorite. But when you are showing somebody labradorite and you want to tell them and explain to them why you love labradorite so much, you cannot get much better than this. This, if you show this stone to anybody, they're going to know why you love labradorite. Karen says, very good lapidary work. Yes, it is. Marianne, can we pool our money and share? That's all up to you. We do not do the splitting and pooling here, but if you all want to work that out, we'll be happy to send them to somebody who wants to do that work. We used to try to do that, and it became such a mess internally that we just said, never again. Look at that. Janice says, it's my husband's birthday, but happy birthday to you, right? But wouldn't it be nice for him to see you with these, with something made of these? Wouldn't that be a good enough birthday gift? You just need to get these and make something and show them. That should be a good enough birthday gift for him, right? So this is labradorite. These strands could be a heck of a lot more than this. All right, a heck of a lot more than this. But Cynthia, again, got us very good deals in Tucson, and we ended up with these beautiful nuggets that we can sell to you for $127.50. Janice says, do you think he'd like those for his birthday? He should, right? If it makes you happy. Isn't that how it works? That's what Andrew tells me all the time. That's what Andrew tells me, things like that. So there you go. That's the last of my favorites to show you today. Sorry this was a long video. I hope you don't mind. I had a good time with you all. Let me go ahead and flip this around again so I can show you my face instead of, there we go. Let me raise this up a bit. I'm a little bit taller than that. There we go. Hi, everybody. See, my hair deflated. There we go. Just make it wild again. So I hope you like that. I hope you found some things that called out to you. And again, if you'd like to claim any of that, if you're just tuning in or you're doing the rewatch and catching the end, if you'd like to claim any of those, please take a screenshot or a very good description or the SKU. Send that to us. If you're on Facebook, you can send us a message. Sorry. You can send us a message on Facebook to the business page. Please do not message me personally. Please do not message Andrew personally. We rarely check our personal Facebook messages. It could get lost for weeks if you send it there. especially if you're not our friends and you have to try and send it to us, and then it gets in another folder and it's messy. So send it to the business, or if you're on YouTube or anywhere else, or even if you just would prefer email, you can send all that information in an email. No matter how you send it, make sure we have a good description or a screenshot or a SKU or all of those for each item you want. Let us know the quantity. If you don't put a quantity, we're going to assume it's one. Make sure we have your email address so that we can send you an invoice, and make sure we have your shipping address so we know where in the world you are and how much shipping and taxes we might need to add to your order. Okay, so I hope you had a good time today. I had a great time. I was having a rough day because we had no customers in the store and was feeling kind of down about it, but I've perked up by, spending this time with you all tonight. So thank you so much for that. Andrew, what's he saying? All my classes make William so happy. He loves it. It also helps to say it over and over. This makes you happy, right? And then you throw in a zinger. Would you kill for me? You see, Andrew says all these things to me. You should. If we recorded our home life, it'd be a reality show sometimes. But yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, after Paolo passed, and Andrew mentioned this, after Paolo passed last year, we kind of pulled away a little bit from social media. And we've been doing these with you all, and we love them. But personally, on my timeline, I haven't really posted a lot. I share things here and there. I'll share a post or something I find, or I will, but I realize I haven't been taking a lot of pictures of flowers and sharing them like I used to, and just kind of our daily things that we used to do more of, and more just written out posts. And Andrew kind of did the same thing. We've been kind of, recovering from that loss. And so we really sat down a little bit over the last few days, and we were talking about things and just brainstorming a little bit. And we kind of realized this, sometimes when you're in a funk, you don't realize how much has been let go, especially when you're still always busy. We're always busy. But some things slip through the cracks, right? And so we plan on bringing some of this back, and hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't follow me personally, you can follow me on Facebook. Generally, I have a policy that if I don't sort of really know you really well, I don't accept friend requests. And that doesn't mean anything against anybody. It's just I try to keep my personal Facebook kind of my friends, but I post almost everything publicly so that if you follow me, you will still see the majority of everything I post. And like I said, it's just because I like to keep some some business stuff aside. I like to have some area for my personal stuff. So I don't mind if you follow me. I hope that you do. I hope you find what we do interesting, whether it's our personal or business stuff. And please feel free to follow. If you send me a friend request and I've not gotten to it, I don't look through them very often, because I generally, if I meet someone and we actually meet in person and I know somebody and we make friends, then I'll, accept the friend request. I'm sure a lot of you out there understand that and are like that too. So never feel pushed aside because I didn't accept your friend request. I don't look at them very often. But you can always follow me. And like I said, I share I would say 98% of everything I share is public. It's set to public because of that. I don't want anyone to want to see my stuff and not be able to. Andrew, on the other hand, as he said, he friends everyone pretty much, but only see posts from like 5 people. So, and that's the kind of thing that happens. So I like to, on my personal Facebook, I keep it personal. And it's the same on my Instagram. It's the same on my Twitter. If I don't know you or haven't interacted with you very often, that's the way I am. And so we try to be as public as we can. And sometimes when we're too public, we have nowhere to go. And so that's why I keep it that way. So never feel, like I didn't accept your friend request. Don't feel bad. If I meet you in person, or if we talk a lot online and I really get to know you, I'll probably be accepting your friend request. But I also do sometimes post political things on my timeline. It happens. And certain things that not everyone may appreciate all the time. And those are the ones that get set to friends only. So I do have to make sure that my friends only list and my friends' actual friends list kind of jive with all of that. And yeah, so I will be posting more, I hope. I'm going to try hard on my personal timelines on Instagram. You can find me. It's WMM Jones, 2 M's, WMM Jones. And that's where you can find me pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Instagram. I think even Facebook is set up that way. And you can follow me anywhere there. And Andrew, you can find him as well if you want to follow him personally. We're out there. If you want to get more of a glimpse into our lives than just the business, we try to keep our business timeline very business oriented. We might start showing a little bit more of things on there that's a little bit more personal, but we try to make sure that that is, if you go there, you're going to see things that you might want to get. And we're not sure about crossing too much personal in with that. Some people do, and it works really well. But we don't want to get people to get tired of that. So follow us personally if you'd like to, and to learn more about it and kind of hang out with us personally more. That's what I'm going to try and do. And of course, please follow Allegory Gallery. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you're out there. We need subscribers, please. We're trying to get up to 1,000. We have more in the works for you all. Just got to get ourselves organized. Hopefully, once the cold weather runs around here and we get Star Cottage Studio set up for the winter and winterized, hopefully there'll be some time for me to do some of these other things too. So thank you all so much. Let's see what else. What else is going on? Andrew said, my heart has only been half into a lot of stuff that I normally love, like cooking, just been phoning it in. And that's kind of how we felt. And hopefully, you know, the sadness kind of never goes completely away, but you learn to live with it and you learn to accept some of it. And hope that's kind of, I think, where we're starting to get, and we're starting to feel a little bit more public, and we're feeling like we can be a little bit more public. Let's see here. Heidi says, I think you blocked me. I never block anyone unless it's a severe disagreement. So if it's me you're talking about that blocked you, probably not. I hope not. I generally don't block anyone unless we, for some reason, have some wild disagreement. I've blocked probably fewer than this many people in my entire life. So I very much doubt that. But I'll have to look. I don't think so, though. Let's see what else is going on. Janice is picking up kitty donations. Thank you for doing that work, Janice. It's amazing work, and it's needed work. So thank you, and hope you have a great evening, too. Someday I would like to see your Frank Lloyd Wright book. Does that actually mean, do you want Andrew to write a book, or do you want to see the books that we have like this right behind us? Not sure what you mean by that. But we do have Frank Lloyd Wright books here because we're right near Fallingwater. We're about 30 minutes away or so from Fallingwater here. Let's see what else is going on. Oops, let's see here. Susan says, please keep posting. I lost 3 cats, 1 dog, and had breast cancer and lost my mom in the last 3 years. It's all hitting me now. I look forward to your posts and tutorials. We plan to, Susan. We plan to keep going. You know, you can't stop. You can't completely stop where you don't have a livelihood, and we have too much on the line. We have a cottage now, we have our house payment, we have car payment, we have too much on the line to stop. But we are, like I said, coming out of it a little bit, I think. Not that we forget about him or that, you know, he was our buddy. He was our buddy, and he was, in my opinion, he was the perfect cat and the perfect companion. So it's been hard, and we understand that, and we're sorry for your loss too. But we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and you keep doing what you're doing, Susan, too. Keep getting up every day, you know, doing the things you love. Try to find something you love in your day, and really just keep at it. Heidi says, we get it. We really understand. We'd be the same way. Yeah, and I think you're talking about keeping things personal. It just is. Like, I don't feel like a celebrity to talk about it like that. Somebody commented on that. I don't feel that way necessarily, but I do feel like that sometimes I need a personal space, and that's what it is. That's why I don't friend just everybody. Andrew does, and he's very good about that. I just have to compartmentalize a little bit. I'm one of those, I'm an extroverted introvert. Every once in a while, I need to pull myself away and just hide away. And that's what that allows me to do. Andrew said, yeah, if folks get feuding on my posts, I edit them out. That's one thing I can't abide. Yeah, that's what it is. If you get into feuds or you start feuding with other people in my timeline, that's it. There's no room for that. Just as we create, just like, I'm going to throw up the link here in case you want to join, just like our design challenge group here on Facebook, just like on our Allegory Gallery page, just like in class, when we have classes in class. You know, if you get to feuding, if you get to upsetting other members, if you're constantly stirring the pot, you get booted out. And that's just the way it is, because we are, you all out there, I'm going to call it you all because you're the community. You all are amazing people, and you deserve to have a space where you can make and create and, you know, conceptualize and just throw out ideas in a safe space. And that's what we want to have for you all. We need more William tries. I'm trying fasting right now. On my personal Instagram, I think is where I want to start a little bit of that, kind of the William tries stuff. So if I get to doing it, that's probably where I'll do it. And you should follow me there, @WMM Jones. The abbreviation for William, WM, middle initial for Matthew and Jones, WMM Jones. So follow me there. If I get up to doing more William tries stuff, that's where it's going to be. I just don't do a lot on Instagram, and I figured if I do something like that, that might push me to do more there. And as Andrew said, if you're local, if you are around and you're watching this video, no matter your age, no matter your gender, no matter what, if you would like to work and you really want to learn, we need people who are really interested in learning the aspects of this business, like shipping, social media, inventory, all those kind of things. We're looking for helpers. So if you are around and you would like, stop in, write us a message, send us an email, let us know. We are looking for helpers. We have some that are leaving us soon. So we really want to continue that. And we want people who are really invested in doing the work and learning the work. Not everything about a bead business is fun. Shipping out orders, not my favorite thing in the world. I love getting you your things, but the actual process of packing it up and printing the labels and taping them to bag, it's not necessarily fun. But we need people who want to do that or who would find enjoyment in that. I know there are people out there that love that kind of stuff. And you know, we're always looking for people who do that or want that, or who can offer advice, or, you know, make it more creative, or make it, you know, make it more special. If you're out there and you would like a job at what we think is a wonderful crystal bead jewelry store, let us know. Come in, say hello, send us an email. If you know somebody out there who is, share this post, let them know. We're happy to talk to you, and we'll see what we can do. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Andrew said William tried making paper and liked it. I did. I tried paper making and I loved it. Andrew's taking a class on paper making now. I couldn't take the class because it happens on the day that I'm at my other job. But I would love it. And I think it's super fun. So that'll be part of William Tries. We're working on doing some of that at the house. And so we'll definitely get into all that too. Heidi, I was teasing. I think you mean about the blocking. I hope so, because I don't block people generally, unless you're bad. If you're bad, then you deserve to be blocked. Let's see here. Andrew says, if he has issues with somebody, I just tell them. I'm less confrontational, so if I have issues, you probably know I have an issue because you probably created the issue. I generally don't go around creating issues. I'm very, like, you know, pretty even kill most of the time. So if you get into a debate with me, a debate's fine. If you get nasty, I'll just block you. I have no need to tell you that I am upset with you. I'm very much, I'm kind of like that. So it may not seem like my personality, but yeah, if you create trouble, I feel like I owe you no excuse. I will just block you and move on. So that's kind of, I know that sounds cold maybe, but now if it's a really long friendship, sometimes it's different. Sometimes not. It's happened. But yeah, Andrew tells people. I am less about telling people. But let's see here. Boy, I am far behind in the comments. I guess we're going to talk for a little bit here. I hope you don't mind. We're going to continue chatting a little bit. Where am I? Andrew says it makes me real popular. Yeah, Andrew is not afraid to bring up a hard subject. I am not as good about that. I'm kind of a peacekeeper, so me bringing up bad subjects or hard subjects is not easy for me. Getting involved in helping to sort them out once they've been brought up, that's more my speed. But Suzanne says, send the work to New Orleans. I wish we could. I wish we could. We have so many wonderful people out there who would love to help us, and I wish we could do that. Andrew said he was thinking about jumping in more on the lives, and so maybe you'll see more of Andrew in some of our lives, other than just his text work, which is great. I'm glad when he can join even when I'm just here by myself, because it gives another, sometimes I'm not the greatest at coming up with things to talk about. I know I usually go on and on here, so that probably doesn't seem real, but it is. So I'm always glad when Andrew can join in on these. Let's see. Oh, Andrew says, Gilbert was talking to your Paolo painting bag and it made me cry. Yeah, Gilbert and Paolo had had some kind of relationship. Like every once in a while, Paolo would just take off chasing Gilbert, and I thought they didn't like each other. But I have a bag from Andrew. Andrew made me a painting of Paolo, and we made it into bags and things on Society 6. And I got one because I had to have one. And every once in a while, when I leave my bag in the kitchen or somewhere, you'll see Gilbert just kind of rubbing up against it or talking to it. And I'm going to tear up. But you can just tell, like, they must have had a better relationship than I thought. I thought Paolo was being mean, chasing him around, but maybe they were just playing and they really got along really well. But yeah, every once in a while, Gilbert will start talking to it or purring up against the bag because I think he misses Paolo too. Susan says, every day is a struggle. It is. When you're missing someone or mourning someone, it is. And Susan, we're here for you. And we're glad you tune in and watch the lives and can interact that way. And we're here in classes every Wednesday. We're open. And you can come down any day really to just chat. Whoever's here will be happy to chat with you. So never feel like you don't have someone to talk to, because we are here. And that goes for any of you out there. If you need something, message us. We are here. Okay? Marianne says, books are my escape. I love books. I buy books like crazy, but it's that meme that's going around says buying books and reading books are two different hobbies. I'm a book buyer. Someday I hope to be more of a book reader. Andrew says, what are you all reading? Suzanne's reading Forgotten in Death by J. Robb. Crown of Vengeance is what Marianne's reading. Andrew says, William couldn't switch his work schedule, so he couldn't take the paper making class, but I am, so we're going to get a setup and do it at home. Yes, we are. Counting crypt beads is the worst. That's one of the worst. Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Andrew says, with the job, if you don't like to count, this is not for you. It's true. It's true. Susan says, looking forward to seeing what you do in your potter's wheel. Me too. I'm really excited about that. And the more I think about it, the more I get excited about it. I hope I stay excited about it, because I have a tendency to get excited about things. And then when they're actually ready to do things, I get lazy about it. And I think some of that's because I built up so much excitement in my head. And I've been so excited for so long. And then I'm just like, So I am excited. I want to start making tiny things, little vessels and tiny vases, and even bowls for the store, little bowls. We don't have to buy bowls ever again if I get into pottery making, because I can make all the bowls for the store that we ever need to put beads in. Of course, I told somebody to keep asking me. Marianne's going to ask me, how's the mandolin playing going? It hasn't gone since the last time. See, that's bad. That's bad. But I have been really busy most evenings and trying to, especially with the anniversary sale. So I'm going to make excuses. I'm going to say that's the reason. But I am mentally reviewing it in my head. And that's what I do with languages too. Sometimes when I'm learning a language, I would take time off and just kind of give my brain the time to sort it all out. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm kind of reviewing chords and things that I learned already in my head. And when I get back to it, hopefully they'll kind of come to me pretty quickly. I find that works for me. Let's see, your paper that you did at the class, William, was so nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I did enjoy that. I had fun. I'm not really artistic that way generally, is making collages and things, but I thought it came out pretty well. I liked it. Andrew says, I have no problem being upfront about my feelings. For too long, I was told to sit down and shut up. So I just say what I'm going to say and I move along. Andrew's much better about that than me. I will hold things in and I will try and let things blow over. I'm one of those people. So that's why I think if you push me to the point where I'm going to block you or just say you're done, I don't feel any reason to give you any excuse for that or any reason for that, because you've probably pushed me so far that that's my way of telling you my feelings at that point. I can't count by twos. Ended up having to recount. Luckily, I work for free, so she can't fire me. There you go. Andrew, yeah, you're a peacekeeper. I am. I am definitely a peacekeeper, whether I like it or not sometimes. Blessed are the peacekeepers, says Susan. Thank you. Yeah, I just, a lot of times I can see both sides of things, sometimes more than other people. And sometimes I can help keep the peace. And I feel like that's the thing to do if you can. I'm not good about sharing my personal feelings necessarily, but that's just the way I am. I'd rather keep peace if I can. Sometimes that's strenuous though, and sometimes it gets to a point where it breaks. Diane says, we need so many more peacekeepers in this world. You know, in some ways, yes. And in some ways, like I sometimes feel like I should just be more direct, because, you know, there is the point that sometimes people don't get it unless you're very direct. I try in my roundabout ways to tell people things or without getting people too upset. And sometimes I buffer myself more than maybe I should, because sometimes people need it. They need to be direct. I like when people are direct with me generally. If they have an issue, I would rather know so that we can work it out and we can peacekeep it, right? So that sometimes does happen. Andrew said, Gilbert always looked up to Paolo. He was always trying to touch him on the down low. Yeah, he would stick his paw out or try and be close to him. Even though I don't know how Paolo felt about it, because he would chase him once in a while and stuff, and they get into little spats sometimes. But I like to think hopefully they were buddies, or at least, you know, I definitely know Gilbert looked up to him. I know that. Let's see. We've been watching so many YouTube videos. Yes, we have. And I think that's part of why I'm starting to get more inspired to show people things, because some of the YouTube videos I watch are people showing their lives. And I always think about how interested I am in seeing that, but I don't always think other people want to see our lives. But I think some of you might. So I'm going to try and open up that more in my personal Facebook, my personal Instagram, and kind of try and open a little bit more about our daily things and what happens and what goes on. And I can't promise anything. We'll see how it goes. But because I can be a private person. But we're going to try. We're going to try. And if you want to follow those, follow us personally that way. Bead bowls, please, says Heidi. Yes. Once I get going, I will be making bead bowls like crazy. Lena says, I am all about little bowls. I would buy some. I have 2 of Harry's bowls. That's great. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and I think I'm gonna have fun with it. Winter is coming. Mandolin on those cold nights should be in the plan. I think that's what's gonna happen. And I had some cats in my room when I was learning the first time, and they did not seem to mind the mandolin. I was worried about that it would scare them too much or they'd be on edge, but they just kind of slept through it. So that's a good thing. Andrew says, William is good at William is good about peacekeeping. I done burned some bridges and can't walk down certain parts of town. It's true. It's true. But you know, sometimes that absolutely needs to happen. You know, sometimes people are just incompatible, right? And sometimes they should not interact with each other, no matter how much you try to do the peacekeeping. Some of those people that Andrew burned bridges with, I still talk to on occasion if I absolutely need to. Because sometimes, you know, we're in a small town. People need to chat sometimes. And if we need to, I can still do that and be the bridge. Be the bridge that Andrew half burned down, right? But no, I mean, and I've burnt bridges too. Don't get me wrong. And sometimes Andrew's better with some people than I am. And that's just because, you know, some people get along with each other better than others. Let's see. Anne says, I am super direct and I think it's a good quality, but I know I come across as too strong for many people, but that's okay. At least they know where I stand. And that's true. I am one of those people that I like people to be direct, but in a nice, comforting way. If you are super upfront and direct and startling with it, I will retreat and I will back down and I will, you know, go into peacekeeper mode and just clam up. But if you come up in a respectful way, and as I'm sure Anne does, we've known Anne for a long time, and work it out, and be upfront about your feelings, that's not so bad. But some people are very wild with their strictness or directness, and it makes me retreat as a peacekeeper because I don't like that. But I feel being direct is a good quality because it cuts through a lot of BS sometimes, right? Let's see. Andrew says, and I think folks have problems with it more when it's coming from a woman or people of color. There are some folks we deal with that don't hear the words coming out of my mouth, but take it as gospel if it comes from William. And that is absolutely true too. We've been seeing this sometimes doing the cottage work. Andrew makes a lot of the calls. He arranges a lot of the appointments. And when we go to them, they talk to me. And that happens a lot of times. It happens at bead shows when we're buying things. People just assume that I'm the one going to be buying and picking things out, when really Andrew's more knowledgeable than me in a lot of this. So he's the one that people should be talking to, and I'm just the one that's hanging around keeping track of what we're spending and and how much we're getting. So it's one of those things that can happen. And it's a shame. It's a shame it happens. Lena says, same. I also have autistic friends, so that has made me even more blunt. I might need to reel it in a bit. And that's the thing. Like, I think being blunt and being direct and being forward is not a bad thing. But for some of us, like me, if it's too harsh or it's a lot in the tone and how it comes across. It can make other people it can make us retreat or it can make us react. But I'm always appreciative if something is wrong or if something is happening. I would rather know and be able to discuss it in a nice, just chat manner. Like I said, some people get really wild about things, and when things go wrong or if something happens, and we're always willing to work stuff out. That's the way we are, right? Susan says, Andrew, we love you in the neighborhood. Thank you, Susan. Andrew says, at least you do. Heidi says, me too, it scares me. I'm guessing being direct. And it can be very scary, especially if you're not used to it or used to the person doing it. And it can come across as confrontational, I think. But there are ways to do it that aren't. And if you really know the person, you probably know the difference already. Let's see here. Susan says, same with me. I'm not very direct, and if someone is direct in a hostile fashion, I shut down. Exactly. Me too. Done. And if you come in that way to me, that is probably one of the worst ways. If you're confrontational or hostile and being direct, I will shut down and you will get nothing from me. Absolutely nothing. That's one of those, okay, I'm done with you from the very start. But if you're nice about it and you're just direct on what you're saying and you're clear, I consider clarity kind of the same as directness in a lot of ways. If you're just very clear on exactly what you're trying to get or trying to talk about, I don't mind that. Susan says, I'm more bless your heart type. Andrew's one of those too. He can be one of those too. Susan says, I try to be an instrument of peace, but I don't put up with nonsense. Exactly. You know, as a peacekeeper, there's only so much you can deal with. And you learn over time, you know, sometimes what is going to work and what's never going to work and what's never going to happen, right? You just kind of get a sense for things. And sometimes you just know two people are never going to see eye to eye. And that's okay. They don't need to sometimes. And if they do need to, that's where it gets scary sometimes, right? Andrew says, me and Cynthia are very non-confrontational. Yeah, huh? Sure you are. Sure you are. I'll just leave it at that. Direct doesn't need to be hostile. That's right. It doesn't. It doesn't. Donna says, I'm the same way. Yeah, so anyway, that's been a long talk today. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to close up because I've already missed our appointment, I think, to get our phones switched over. We're switching our phone service as well to a business plan to save some, well, to actually spend the same amount but get more service, better service. So I think I missed that boat today, but that's okay. I had a better time chatting with you all out here. So I'm going to let you go, though, because I got to get home, and I'm fasting kind of today. I think I told you I had a donut, so I kind of blew my fast already. But we got some wonderful, so this is something, okay, I'm not going to let you go quite yet, because I want to show you something. We just got this today. Let me see if I can. This is Buster and Bella's honey. Now, if you know our friends who made the soap, Legends Creek soap, we sell it here locally. We don't ship it because of wholesale policies. But Legends Creek soap, our friends had that soap business. They sold it to a woman-owned business, I think a year and a half ago or so. I think we got one of the last batches of their soap. And they moved to Vermont instead of Rhode Island. And now they're doing honey. And they are, I can't show it to you because they would probably kill me if I showed you, because they sent us samples of their goat milk fudge. And so they're going to start selling goat's milk fudge. And I can't wait to try it. It's sitting over here because we got it with the honey. So if you check out Buster and Bella's here on Facebook or on Instagram, you'll find them. Please go over and follow them. They're rebuilding their business pretty much from scratch because they sold their other one. So let them know that the guys here at Allegory Gallery sent you over. And right now, I think they just have honey on their website. It's all done by them, 100% them. They weren't sure if their bees were going to produce moving from Rhode Island to Vermont. And they said they had the biggest production ever from their bees this year. So they were very lucky. They have honey to sell. It is a little bit, you know, some people have said it's a little bit expensive, but this is all made by one person. His husband is a lawyer. He pretty much runs the farm business. He does the honeys. He does the goats. He makes the fudge. He makes the products. And he does all the shipping and all that. So if you can send them some support, we'd really appreciate it. Check out Buster and Bella's. And I'm sure they would appreciate that too. All right. So let's see here. What's everybody saying now? Saying, honey, says Marianne. Debbie says, thanks for sharing with us, William. Love getting to know you. Our personalities seem very similar. And that's what I really love about this too, is that so many businesses, you know, the CEOs and the owners, you don't actually, the presidents, you don't actually get to know them, because you just know them from what you get told in the media. You know them from what you want them to be sometimes. And I think these lives are a great way, and I don't think many people take advantage of that. They're a great way to really let people know who you are. And that's very important to us as a business, because if you don't like who we are, you know, we don't want you, I hate to say we don't want you doing business with us, but we don't want you to compromise yourself to do business with people you don't like, because we don't do that. And so if you know who we are, hopefully we will find more interest together. As Debbie said, our personalities seem similar. It's great to find people who have the same personality, or who kind of jive with you. You never know where you're going to meet friends, or what friends are going to be lifelong friends when you meet them, even here like this. And so we really enjoy doing these things. We really want you to know who we are. You know, we never want it to be a surprise who you're supporting. And I think that's the same way we do business. We don't want to be surprised on who we're supporting. And we have been in the past sometimes, and sometimes it's a good surprise, and sometimes it's not a good surprise. So we want you to know us. We want you to know that you are doing business with people. We are people. We have flaws. We have things we get excited about. We have things we get sad about. And I think that's really special. And I think we're in an age right now where communication and all this technology is starting to allow us to do this. And I think we have to use it the right way, right? And really get to know each other out there. And that's what we like. That's what we like to do. Goat's milk fudge, OMG drool, says Donna. Sounds so delicious. Show us what it looks like. I would, but they don't have it in their packaging. And as a business owner, I know how important it is to, you know, show your product the way you want it shown. So I'm not going to show their product, because these are pre-releases and they're just testers for us, because we've been friends with them. I've known Aiden I've never met him in person. And that's why when I say this stuff, I mean it. I've known Aiden probably since maybe before college, if not definitely during college. And I've never met him in person, but we followed each other kind of, and he has a business now, his own, with his husband. I have a business with Andrew, and we now, you know, we chat not regularly, but off and on here and there, you know, as you do. But it's been somebody I've known for a very long time. And they've invited us to the farm and all that. So you never know what kind of friends you're going to make when you make connections like this online. So it's really nice. Fudge and honey, even better. I agree. I do like some honey. Lena said, I've had goat's milk chocolate mousse, strong. And that's the thing. Apparently, I'm interested in testing this, because I know goat's milk can be strong, and sometimes not in a great way. So Aiden has been working on this recipe, I think he said, for the last year or so, trying to get it just right. So I'm very interested in seeing what it tastes like. I may break my fast today to do that. Andrew said, I think the reason William and I work out so well is we balance each other out. We do. I think we balance each other pretty dang well. They're posting pics of the fudge too. Yum. They said for sale soon. Yeah, I know. He posted, the last picture I saw, I wasn't on Facebook much at all today. I know the last one he posted was his white chocolate fudge that he was trying to get right, because it kept being too wet and it wasn't forming up right. So he finally figured that out. So the fudge is coming soon. Suzanne says, now I want fudge, right? Let's see here. Bring home some pink big sequins in that plastic grocery bags. The vintage sequins, the big ones, I can try and find those. I have to see where they're at. I moved stuff around the other day. Heidi asked, any food from them? I think they're just doing fudge. When they had Legends Creek, before they started doing the soap, they were doing food items. And they had a wonderful hot pepper jelly, jalapeno pepper jelly. And if you know me, really know me, you know my heart sings for hot pepper jelly. And it was so good. So hopefully they'll get into more food as time goes on. And says, I get a lot of pleasure from using my stash built largely from Andrew's D-Stash and Allegory Gallery. It has good feelings in it from good people. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. Yeah, we try, you know? We try. Marianne says, Drats, my phone is dying. So is mine, actually. I forgot about that. So I do have to go. Debbie says, one of the first times I watched you, I got to see the town. It was so floored by that, how unique you guys are. I love that. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Andrew says, we're super lucky to be able to create and build relationships the way we have. I talked to someone last week about para relationships online and how they're just as important as in-person ones. It's true. It's true. They really can be, especially for us, because we're in such a small town. You know, our circle is very small. And so for us to have some semblance of friendship and all that, we have friends in town, but you know, we kind of have to reach out for that. And I'm lucky, and we're both lucky. I think we both feel lucky we have you all out there for that. Susan says, I will eat fudge with a spoon. I don't care. Right? All right. Hey everyone, I don't know if I'm still live here or not. It looks like maybe it picked up from where it was, but I just wanted to say thank you all for hanging out with me. My phone did die, so if you're seeing the end of this, that's amazing that this is actually still working. So thank you all for tuning in, and we really do appreciate it. And we will see you back here tomorrow. All right, everyone? Bye. Have a great evening.